UK Supreme Court rules that Uber drivers are considered workers, eligible for holiday pay and minimum wage.
Here's a summary of the article.
Uber drivers win right to minimum wage, holiday pay and protection from discrimination. Uber receives stinging criticism over controversial driver contracts that have as their object precluding a driver from claiming rights conferred on workers by the applicable legislation. The United Kingdom Supreme Court today handed an emphatic victory to Uber drivers in their 6-year battle for worker rights, including the right to earn the minimum wage and holiday pay. The court criticized the controversial contracts Uber forced their drivers to sign, saying they can be seen to have as their object precluding a driver from claiming rights conferred on workers by the applicable legislation. The court further clarified that working time for the purposes of calculation of the minimum wage and holiday pay would be from log on to log off, including standby time. The court rejected Uber's argument that if drivers are workers, then working time should only be calculated as journey time with a paying passenger. Uber drivers are cruelly sold a false dream of endless flexibility and entrepreneurial freedom.
This post received a score of 16,000, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Summary of the court's decision available here. It's easy to read.
On which drivers perform their services are imposed by Uber, and drivers have no say in them. One way in which this is done is by monitoring the driver's rate of acceptance of trip requests and imposing what amounts to a penalty if too many trip requests are declined or cancelled by automatically logging the driver off the Uber app for 10 minutes, thereby preventing the driver from working until allowed to log back on. One of several methods mentioned in the judgment is the use of a rating system whereby passengers are asked to rate the driver on a scale of 1 to 5 after each trip. Any driver who fails to maintain a required average rating will receive a series of warnings and, if their average rating does not improve, eventually have their relationship with Uber terminated 98 to 99. Between passenger and driver to the minimum necessary to perform the particular trip, and takes active steps to prevent drivers from establishing any relationship with a passenger capable of extending beyond an individual ride.
Those are all such sound and valid reasons. I can totally get behind this.
I imagine if this doesn't change, Uber will probably do one of, or a combination of, 3 things. Significantly decrease the flexibility of driving for Uber, significantly increase the costs of the service, or nope out of the UK. Personally, this isn't necessarily the widespread positive outcome that most people think this is, and I think ultimately those who drive for Uber and those who ride with Uber will end up worse off for it. This is of course a sweeping generalization.
There is a pretty good shot they would just pull out. I think it would depend on how much money the UK generates for them. If I am not mistaken, a while ago Uber pulled out of Austin overnight after some law got passed. Well, all Uber will do is make everyone 0-hour contracts.
Anybody more economically savvy than I am? What are the realistic consequences of this decision? Will Uber start to pull out of the UK? Or is this a win that will get the ball rolling on workers' rights worldwide?
They might try to go the route they went in Germany for different reasons, increase requirements for drivers to the point that they are more credible real businesses in their own right. In Germany they only partner with fully licensed private hire car, minicab companies, though those can be single driver. Of course to some degree that undermines what makes them special, but it is a way for them to keep operating and distance themselves from this neither fish nor fowl status of their drivers.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.